votes to approve their petition. The annexation petition?
It's our petition.
It's our
It's
petition.
a county petition because we are the engineer.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, so we're asking that it be annexed.
Okay.
Call this meeting of the Fremont County Board of Commissioners to order. I do not see a representative from the Ministerial Alliance. So if you will please rise and join me in a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Commissioner Norden,
Present.
Commissioner Payne,
Present.
Commissioner Bell,
Present.
County Clerk Barr, present. County Attorney Jackson,
Present.
County Manager Bryant,
Present.
Planning and Zoning Director Koch.
Present. Have the agenda before you. I think we had one item to add to the agenda.
That will be under the consent agenda.
Okay.
Make a motion that we approve the agenda.
Second?
All right, motion and a second to approve the agenda. Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Bell,
Aye.
Commissioner Norden,
Aye.
motion carries.
Now the consent agenda.
Mr. Chair, I do move to approve with the following addition. Scheduling public hearings, we currently say none, but instead of none, we will be scheduling a public hearing at 10 a.m. on July the 12th. The purpose of this hearing is to allow citizens to review and comment on the performance of the Upper Arkansas Area Council of Governments in carrying out their single-family owner-occupied housing rehabilitation program financed through Community Development Block Grant funds. So this will be a no action item for the board, but instead it will be the opportunity for citizens to speak.
All right, so consent agenda and adding the scheduling of a public hearing for 10 a.m. July 12th for the Upper Arkansas Area Council of Governments. Any other discussion? Or Chair will entertain a motion.
That was a motion.
Oh, that was a motion.
Second.
Yes.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Norden,
Aye.
motion carries.
Staff and elected officials reports. The county clerk wanted to give a report this morning on something going on today.
Yes, good morning. Just a reminder, today is primary election day, so last day to get your ballots in. You can drop off your ballots in Florence until 4:30 at City Hall or until 7 p.m. tonight here in this building. If you're unaffiliated currently and you wish to vote in this election today, you can still do so by coming here to the administration building and affiliating. So it's not too late if you wish to affiliate and vote today.
So they would have to declare either Republican or Democrat, but they have to be unaffiliated to do that.
Correct.
Okay. Any questions of the clerk? Other staff and elected officials?
I would just like to let our citizens know that the city of Florence is planning a really big 4th of July festival this year. It's going to be a 3-day, all day Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Their becoming famous wet and dry parade will be held on Monday the 4th at 10 o'clock in the morning. And it will be followed by an entire day of events going on in Florence. They will culminate with their own fireworks display that evening, as well as Canyon City will have fireworks here in addition to that. So there's always something going on here in Fremont County. Don't forget to celebrate the 4th of July because it's coming up quickly.
And a note that this Saturday, as part of the Independence Day weekend, this Saturday morning, July 2nd at 10 a.m. at the Fremont County War Memorial Park, we will be dedicating the 74 names that were engraved recently on the memorial wall. And it's been a long time getting there to get those names engraved over the last year and a half, but it's finally been accomplished, so we'll be dedicating those names in a ceremony at 10 o'clock Saturday morning. And the county manager is back.
Good
and
morning.
She's all smiles because she has her family all settled in, right?
We are getting there.
All right.
Getting on a sleep schedule now.
All right, so you have a report, Sunny?
I don't have a written report this time, but I do have just a quick note. We did have the meeting last Thursday on the jail project. We met with some contractors down at the facility and did a walkthrough of the project, kind of introduced that to the two contractors, and then a lot of the subcontractors that will be bidding on it as well did show up. It was a great turnout, a lot of information. So we're moving forward with that project, and we'll have some bids and interviews and everything by the end of July.
So they're hoping to get started in August?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions for Sunny?
No, just please make a note of all the big smiles that are up here because you are back.
Any other staff elected officials' comments? None? It's an opportunity for citizens to address the Board of County Commissioners on items that are not on today's agenda. We had a prior request from Joseph DeCook to address the County Board of Commissioners. Mr. DeCook? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay. The issue is about the intersection of Main and Rhodes being a safety hazard, as had been noted for actually 20-some years. And it's the intersection there by where the Humane Society is. It's a definite problem. So I basically have 60-some signatures there for you. So I'll elaborate just a little bit on what is not on that page. About 98% of the people that I asked to signed enthusiastically. One person happened to be a city employee. I didn't think it appropriate for him to sign. I had people who wanted to sign that I turned away because they were not residents in this actual area. In one case, they were from Lincoln Park, and they drove their mother because she could no longer drive, and they've had to deal with that intersection. So basically, only the property owners on Countryside Court, Sierra Court, White Pine Court, and Spartan Drive were the only ones I asked to sign. There were people who wanted to sign after I got it all together, and I figured the point was not, it didn't matter anymore. We're showing basically 100% of the people see it as a problem that needs to be addressed. I could have gotten a lot more signatures on those particular streets because many spouses asked me to come back and get the absent spouse's signature. But after having gone through this and realizing that there are an exceptionally large number of widows in the area, that it would have been inconvenient for me because of my memory, knowing who had a spouse and who didn't, and I didn't see it being very neat to go back and ask a widow for her spouse's signature. So I could have gotten a lot more. All of the signatures were collected after 3 p.m. on one single day. I didn't ask anybody about accidents, but I did have people tell me about 8 different accidents that had happened. 2 involved rollovers, 1 involved a trailer, and I don't know about the other ones. I was not interested in that aspect of it because we all know it's not safe. One lady said that one person died there. Now, I don't know anything about that part of it. Many people were confused because of the page that was given to each person that said Rhodes was going to be paved, and they thought, oh golly, finally they're going to solve this problem. And I had to tell them the bad news that no, that's a separate issue. Also, the work that was done on Main Street with the irrigation there would lead one to think the same thing, that because it stopped shy of that intersection, that things were going to get done with it. I think it's pretty obvious. The problem here, as I see it, is one of coordination between the city, the county, the utility company, the irrigation ditch, and possibly the state involving some sort of flood control or pipes going under the highway. So I'm not certain about all of that. I suspect that part of the problem that hasn't been addressed before and dealt with was coordination between all of the individuals involved. Any questions?
Any questions of Mr. DeCook?
No questions.
And Mr. DeCook, we'll just note that this board had a conversation during our monthly meetings that we have with informal workshops with the City of Canyon City. We reviewed in a conversation with the city engineer the ongoing concerns on this same intersection. And I think we're all aware of the problems. It's like most everything else is how we're going to pay for it. And I think in our review with the city yesterday, we certainly didn't hear anything new other than the fact that we probably have to address some serious drainage issues as much as finding a way to improve the intersection itself, because there's a key that's a key intersection where water could come across the highway as we've had stormwater flooding in that area in previous years. So we'll take your petition into consideration, and I'm sure that we can put it on a list of things to do in the future, but I think some rough estimates could be anywhere from $4 to $5 million for that intersection. So that's the number that was thrown on the table yesterday. So.
Okay. Well, I would hope you would not involve the railroad. That would get kind of pricey.
Well, I don't know if there's any way to avoid, because you're going to have to do. I mean, you're not going to be moving the railroad crossing. We all know that.
Right. Right.
So.
It's interesting to see that after the paving, all of the trucks that were working with the paving that had to turn east on that street because of the recent tire, you could see their tire marks, and they all, when they turned east, grossly infringed on the oncoming traffic lane in order to clear the railroad obstacle. And so from my perspective, I say you have to go to the west with widening the road in order to solve the problem. And I'd just steer plumb away from the railroad just out of cost, and they're hard people to deal with.
I think the engineers would agree with you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
George Story. Good morning, George.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everyone is doing well this morning. And I think we need to remember, I hope everyone has a good 4th of July. We need to be real careful with the fireworks because it's real dry and I don't want to see anyone get hurt out there. And we have to remember that the reason we have our freedom is we had to whip up a little bit on the British back in 1776. And I hope that Britain will have a referendum and get back in the European Union, because the English pound is really dropping. Our stock market has dropped 700 or 800 points. I hope they get back in there, and time will tell. Anyway, everyone have a good 4th of July. Be careful with those fireworks. I've seen them cause problems. Have a good day, everybody.
George, you have a good
Thank
4th
you.
of July, too. Thank you. Under new business, we have consideration of the appointment of Daniel Peterson to the John C. Fremont Library Board of Trustees. You have a letter in your packet requesting that appointment from the library board.
make a
Yes,
motion
oh,
that we
sorry.
approve the appointment of Daniel Peterson to the John C. Fremont Library Board of Trustees with a term expiring December 31st, 2020.
I'll second.
All right, motion and a second to appoint Daniel Peterson as requested to the John C. Fremont Library Board of Trustees to fill a vacant seat. The term to expire December 31st, 2020. Other discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Norton?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Now we have a petition, consideration of a petition from Fremont County to the City of Canyon City. This is procedurally the way to accomplish this. As part of the project that the city and the county and CDOT are about to embark on as far as improving that intersection at US Highway 50 and Dozier, as well as the frontage road there, to realign that intersection with Steinmeier and avoid the bottleneck there going into Ace Hardware. This proposal, as this project is pending to get underway soon, would annex a portion of Dozier Avenue from the highway north to Glenmore. And in order to accomplish this procedurally, Fremont County is petitioning the City of Canyon City and City Council to annex that segment of Dozier. And that's what this petition language represents in front of you today.
So this is a county petition, that's right?
Yes,
Yes.
correct.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve this petition for annexation of a portion of Dozier Avenue into the City of Canyon City.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the petition to request annexation of that portion of Dozier Avenue into the City of Canyon City. We thought maybe we could go clear on up.
We hope.
We were hoping.
That they would take all of Dozier Avenue. But sometimes you can't always get what you want.
Yes.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Norton?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Well, if there's ever been a topic that has been discussed by this Board of Commissioners and many other boards, it's particularly when the city annexed property east of Dozier and the Walmart complex and those properties. The question was raised then, what about annexing Dozier? And Dozier Avenue was skipped, so I think we are pleased to finally see that take place, since it was that section of a county road surrounded by city property. And finally,
That was final.
that is. I was thinking, well, I kept thinking there was a second page only because of the screen. That was it. Unless anyone has any other business to come before this board, we stand adjourned. You got here just in time.